can't find us. Here we are. There I am. Alright, as y'all hop on, let me know if you can hear me and see me, please. Alright, you can see me. Hi, Linda. Can you hear me, Linda? Woo, woo, woo. How are you today? Alright, well today we're going to start with the 14-inch wreath base. From Michael's. And I trim it up just a little bit. You have big plans this weekend, Miss Linda? If they're broken branches, I go ahead and pull them out. If they're still long, I might weave them back in. Ooh, I better not pull on that one too hard. That's the binder. Ooh. So basically all I'm doing at this point is we trim the flyaways and the crazies. You can trim as little or as much as you'd like. If you're doing a rustic design, you can leave a lot of it on there if you'd like. If you're doing, you know, a more elegant design, you can, you know, clean it up real good. My hands are achy today. Alright, whoops. I think we're about done. Looks good. Why am I not seeing comments? Oh, here we go. Hi, Tracy. You're making a baby gift. You finished the blanket and the burp cloths. Now you got more to go. Hi, Sherry. How are y'all lovely ladies? All right. Now, let's decide which side looks best. I like this side. And is it going to hang good there? Does it look good there? It does. It also looks good there. Let's see. I think I like that, but it's got a little funny protruding piece down here I want to clip off. Okay, so this one's long. I'm just going to take and weave it back in. It doesn't hurt anything. I created some more crazies when I pulled those things, so I gotta trim them off. Can y'all hear when I'm over here at my trash can? Have I fixed that problem for us now? I hope I have. Alright. There we go. I just can't seem to get all of them, can I? It's loose right there, so there's a few loose pieces that I'm trying to salvage to keep the shape of it. Alright, I think we're good now. So that's how we're going to hang it, right? No, we decided the other way. This way, yep. This way. Alrighty. So, let me put some glue sticks in my glue pot so I don't run out. Oh, I gotta cut them down. So I just cut down sticks. When I need to add glue to my pot, I put them to the side so I can continue working. So they'll melt down, but I can still get to the glue that's in here. Woo, there we go. Alright, now that we have our base clean and we've decided how it's going to hang, we're going to start with our base layer of greens. Now I have these, the greens that I've used on the last couple of projects, you know, come from Regency. I do use a lot of things from Regency, but you have to have a reseller ID to shop there. So I will have a few of these in my shop, as well as the ones we did on the other Wreaths. So, but once those are gone, that's all there's going to be, unless they get some more in stock, because Lori checked their website and they are out of stock right now. So it's kind of where we're at on all that, y'all. So we're going to trim this way down. Going to give it a little bit of life. And I think we're going to come in right there with it. We're going to use a zip tie because these are heavier and I didn't want them going anywhere. But I'm only going to catch like one or two branches because I don't want to completely close everything off where I can't add more florals later. So make sure it's laying the right way and it's exactly where you want it, and then you can tighten your zip tie down. And I do them to the inside, that way the pokey cut edge is on the inside, not the back. Like that. And you'll just trim that edge down. Alrighty. Now this top one, I thought we're probably going to have to trim it down some and not use the whole piece. We'll see. because I really don't think we need all of this coming out the top. I mean, I guess it's not too bad. Gosh, that'll make it so tall. That'll be a beast to ship. Hold on. Let me see how tall that is. Could I even put that in my biggest box? That's one thing you want to keep in mind when you're creating is, can you ship your piece? I just need it to lay straight. Ooh, holy cow. No, there's no way that height would fit in the biggest box. So to make something this big would cost an arm and a leg. So yeah, we're definitely going to trim that down and make it not so tall, because that was a little crazy. Alright, where can we trim it down at? These are long pieces, so you know, I'm thinking maybe we just trim it down and do it in sections. These foam pieces are finicky. You have to be very careful where you cut and how you cut, because you can do some irreparable damage and not be able to use that piece. Alright, so that piece can be used alone. This is a section right here. Alright, and then we've got this section. That works. Alright. So I just broke that piece down. We can add it individually, and then we can get better placement. Okay, so this piece of 3, let's put in right about there. Yeah. Since we cut it down, we can totally glue these pieces. It's not the whole thing that we're trying to get in there, so. Alright. So we want them like this, yes. Okay. We've got another piece of 3 here that we could probably use coming out here. What are these pieces? No, these pieces coming out there, because they're a little longer. About like that. And then we've got these. Probably gonna still put them in the top, just individually. There we go. So these are all wired. They're really bendy. You can, you know, give them life. Hi, Mom. Hi, I'm live. Hayden.
I'm so sorry.
You're fine. Love you. They've been outside playing all day. Alright, so I got another little piece. We're going to add it individually. Keep going around a little bit like that. Alright, we got 2 really long pieces. We might let that one come over here. Let's do that. And there we go. We've got one more long piece. You know, I think I'm going to hold on to this piece till the end because I don't want to have to cut up another bush, and I will if I do that. Let me do this to my hands a little bit. I feel like they're sticky. Okay. Ooh, where'd my lid go? I guess I'll find it later. Alright, now the second piece of greenery is this beautiful fern from Hobby Lobby. 456533. Looks like rosemary. It kind of does look like rosemary, but they're called, it's a feather grass succulent is what they've called it. So I said, okay. So now we're going to put this in. And I think I'm going to put it in as a whole piece. I think. At least this bottom one. We shall see. I think I can go right up under here with it. And that's kind of given the perfect. Except for that's upside down. That was upside down. Actually, there is no upside down or right side up, I don't think, on this. They both kind of look the same. Interesting. Alright, so I think I'm going to come up between right in there and add this. Okay, remember, lay it flat and kind of push it in, weave it in. I think I want that going up just a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. So now you can take and give these curl. I mean, they are so nice. So if you mix it in with this other, kind of pull pieces through, it is so nice. Actually, I think I put it in too far, so let me pull it back down just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, all right. You found yellow peonies? Oh, I'm a little jealous because I'm needing some peonies right now. And do I have cicadas? Oh yes. Oh yes. As a kid, I would, I need to glue that in better. As a kid, I would collect their shells and play with the shells. I lived way out in the country. I was a lonely kid. That's funny. But yeah, I expect to start hearing them real soon. The sound can almost be deafening, can it? It's so loud. Mix that with the frogs croaking. It's good to live in the South. Alright, now let's take the other one and we may chop it up a little bit to get it in. Hobby Lobby has them. Then I got to make a trip to Hobby Lobby. It's been I don't know, maybe about a month. But the last time I was in there, I was looking for something specific and didn't didn't look around too much. All right, so this one, again, just kind of do this with the petals. It doesn't matter what direction it's going. This is kind of a lively piece. Just give it a little bend. I do, in the main spine, put a little bit of a curve in it, so it's still kind of following the path of the wreath. And I'm going to go in behind a couple of those other pieces of green, just so this looks like it's kind of mixed between the two. Gosh, that's so pretty. I still made it pretty tall, didn't I? That's okay. How pretty. I may end up putting this one on my front door anyway. No, I'm just kidding. Not really my colors. Okay, so we have our base of greens down. Isn't that just gorgeous? Woo woo! Now we have these beautiful kind of like silvery gray ombre roses from Hoblob. You'll have to get that, Fern. You saw it. Isn't it just gorgeous? I only got the 2 pieces. I'm going back for more if it's still there. I just love it. So it's like black tipped. So it's, you know, all green through here, but a good, let's see, what is that? Almost inch in is black. So it gives a really nice effect. Gosh, is that pretty. All right, so we've got 3 of these that we're going to use. I'm taking the extra set of leaves off because, you know, we don't need that many leaves. Not with all the other pretty greens. Now you could use these if you were trying to save money because these are good quality greens. So if you wanted to pick these and stick them back in, which I may do at the end because these are really good. You didn't know how to use it. Well, Miss Linda, guess what? You do now. Okay, so to make this go into the wreath a little easier, I cut off a couple of the little thorns on the bottom because these are like the real ones, you know. They got those plastic thorns on them that can help keep it from going all the way into the wreath where you want it. So, y'all know me, I just trim up all those extra little nasties. All right, so let's see how we're going to do this. We're not going to use any ribbon. I thought we might, but I don't think we are. Yeah, I don't think we are. And I'm going to have to trim these down just a little more. So to figure out how you want, or how far they're going to stick out, just hold it up to your wreath, see where you want the head part of it to actually be, then look where it hits the wreath. So if I inserted it right there, I've got to push it down that much, you know, to get it to sit where I want. So if you don't want to, if you don't have that much room to push your stem down in the wreath base, then just trim it a little. You need at least a good 1/2 inch to 1 inch. All right, how do I, hold on. Let me think about this a minute. Because I've got these. We're doing, this is our color scheme here. This like wine and this dusty, like silvery gray. So let's bend this a little. I'm going to put a little glue on it. And let's see, we want it to kind of come right in through here. So right about there. That one's going to sit right above it. So I left it a little longer. And I'm kind of turning it a little bit so it's kind of looking that way. Okay, got this one kind of looking out, that one kind of looking that way, and then the third one I'm going to put down here kind of looking down and to the right. Okay, they're not all facing me like, you know, looking at me like eyes. They're kind of subtly pointing off in different directions. Okay, so this one, like I said, is going to come underneath. I'm going to bring this piece to the side. And then we'll bend the stem up to look in just a little bit. That one's not really sitting where I want it to. We'll have to fix that. All right, I'm trying to use the leaves that were on the roses to cover the mechanics, you know, like the glue down here. So if you can use those, that's great. All right, now this one is being a little stubborn, but so here's what I do. And take one of these little pieces that we cut off, and I'm going to make a little U-pin out of it. And then I'm going to take and put this in, but in a way so it's holding it the way I want it. So it'll be like a little support. See? I didn't even cut it long enough. It won't go all the way in. I don't really want to use moss right there, but I guess I'm going to have to. I think maybe if I just bend the stem, it'll get me what I want. There. No. All right, grab your moss. Just grab you a little wad of it. I'll put mine over here because I know I'll need it again. Roll it in a ball. Put a little bit of glue on it so it'll stick in there. And then go in and stick this in around it so it provides the support you need to hold it in place. Because this is a loose weave grapevine, so everything might need a little support. Oh, that was a little more. I have to do a little more. that really... No, let's not use that piece. That had some funky looking stuff in it. Owie, 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 owie. Alright. This stem is ticking me off, y'all. I'm not putting any more moss in there because then it's just going to get too hard to feed stuff in. So we're going to go with some wire. Where's my wire? So I'm going to feed this in from the back. It's just brown paper covered wire. Where do I want it? Right here. I'm just going to feed this in from the back so I don't have yet another mechanic to cover if I can get it to come through the back. Alright. Then I'm going to just use it to hold my flower right where I want it. There we go. Whew, I'm hot, y'all. So now it's sitting exactly where I want it. Those are going to be fine. Now we can add the purple ones. This is kind of the same thing that I was doing with the S design. By adding in this purple. Or this little center group, and it's because we're not using a bow, so we need to give a focal point. Alright, these wine colored flowers have a bud, a small bloom, and then the fully bloomed rose. So I'm going to use all of those pieces within the design. I am so hot. It's like almost 90 here today. My fan ain't cutting it anymore. Alright, so I'm going to go in on this side and add some of this purple. Right about there. These also came from Hobby Lobby. W792937. I tried for this tutorial to pull more things from Hobby Lobby. But I do have all these greens that are just luscious, and I'm going to be using them. Alright, so we'll take another purple one, and we're going to come in on the other side. Underneath here. Right there. The roses are spreading out more than I wanted them to. There we go. And this one in here. Perfect. There we go so far. Whew. I do agree with you, Linda. Every once in a while, I will find something good at Michael's, though. Every once in a while. But yes, for Hobby Lobby or for florals, I do think Hobby Lobby puts out a better selection. Okay, so that gives us 3 little buds and 3 half buds. Okay. Now, we also have other goodies that we're going to put in. Let me clean my table here a bit. These I might pick at the end. Let's see, I can throw all these away. So I'm not going to use those. Okay. Now, let's save those for just a bit. Okay, we have 3 others. They're smaller of the silvery roses that we're going to come in with and fill in with. These also came from Hobby Lobby. 1737287. Better cut one real long, because that might be my bottom one. Always cut one real long, or a couple real long, so you have a little bit to work with. You know you're going to need some long, some short, so it's okay to do a little bit of both. But make sure you have both. Alright, so here's the 3. I don't even know if we'll use all 3. Maybe. So we're gonna make these things look like they're just growing in with everything. I think we'll do one more up there. And it can just kind of be peeking through back there. Okay, let's take this one and we're going to come up under the bottom here. Going to kind of give it a curl up. So when I stick it in, it's going to kind of curl up a little bit. I think I can shorten that just a little. So this is the long one that I cut because I knew I was going to need one to come out the bottom. So just pull everything up and get this thread in there underneath everything. Just like that. So pretty. I'm almost thinking of taking that top one, this one, and putting it down here, but we'll see. I got other stuff to put in. So we have our eucalyptus. that's variegated that we're going to kind of cover mechanics with at the end. But the other goodies that I have are just some green berries that we're going to possibly put in there. I don't know. I have some green, like dandelion pieces, I think, that go really well in there. Some more of this dried apple blossom that kind of pulls the two colors together. And then I have some astilbe that I thought might work just to kind of fill in some of the negative space. So I'm going to start with the astilbe next. I got this at my private supplier, but I'm pretty sure Michael's has something similar. So this has like one big vein and a smaller vein. I'm probably going to use 2 of these type bushes. They're getting Christmas in. Oh snap. I'm behind as I always am. Okay, I'm not going to use the greens off of this because I have plenty of other greens going on. So I'm just going to use this kind of coming right there, I think. So let's come up under and just add this right in. Oh, go in, go through. There. There we go. Right, we'll put this little piece over here, and then we'll have to get another bush and cut it up. So let's come in under this and put this in. Here. Christmas in July. We are about there. Can anybody else believe that it's already almost June? I can't. This year has just flown by. So crazy. Okay, so we have another big piece of this astilbe. Let's get it going back here. This little piece will get, actually, can I break this down even more? I think I can. Let's do that. Perfect. I just broke that other big piece down a little more. We want it to be heavier on the bottom than the top. So now we've got a little bit more of this. We can precision place it where we need it. I'm going to come back here, right in there. Go in. There we go. I'm not trying to create height now. I've already created the height with my greens. So now I'm just filling in with color. All right. Another little piece over here. Okay. And then this last bigger piece, where do we want it? I don't know yet. Maybe we set that one to the side. Now we need to go in with this because it kind of pulls all the colors together. So this is an important part. And we don't want to get it too full of everything else and then not have room to add this. So let's take and maneuver some of this a little bit. Just like that. You need some of this. Back. Hold that thought. Let me see if I have another one of these over here hiding. Because if I don't, that changes the way I have to use that. Don't you know? Don't you know? That doesn't look like I do. No, that doesn't look like I do. So.
Hey.
Yeah?
I got a whistle.
Huh?
I got a whistle for the police.
Okay, we'll go out and whistle.
Okay. I just want to let you know.
Thank you for the heads up. He's going to whistle for our kids. All right, I don't have. So I have to make this work. So we're just going to add it in smaller sections. I'm going to cut it down a little more. That's all that means. We need a nice hefty bunch, I think right in there. It kind of breaks up those two flowers, and then we'll put some purple up in there with these little buds, and that'll be exactly what we needed. See, just like that. Perfect. All right. That's another big piece. All right, let's make do with these two littler pieces up in here. All right. To stand up a bit. Yep. All right, now we got some little pieces here, and we got a big piece. The big piece, I think, needs to come out like right in there. So there's just like a big blob of green right here. We need to break that up. So I'm going to lift kind of half a layer and come in here and insert this under that half a layer. Okay, so it'll be kind of underneath, but it helps break up all of that. Okay, just like that. Whew. Got two more littler pieces. I'm going to put a piece coming out of here. Where did I want that? Right there. Go, go, go. Okay, I gotta restart this. It's not wanting to go in. There. That's going to help it. It had a little wire piece sticking out the side, and it just kept preventing me from pushing it all the way in. Okay, so just a little bit of glue. Come in here. There we go. Perfect. All right, so just a little right there. So if you're looking at the side, you can really see that. It kind of brings it all together up the side. We've got one more little piece. Ooh, that was fun. Let's see. I don't really like where that's laying. I don't. So we may move that. So I'm just putting this little piece down here to kind of bring the color all throughout. But I think we're going to move this piece right here. Yep. We've got this flower here, and I don't want to drown it out, so this needs to hang a little bit lower. I need to pick this. Because the stem was so short, but I didn't have a whole lot to work with because I was really, cutting this piece down quite a bit. So I'm just gonna extend the length with the pick. And where's my tape? So then you tape it down. So I just wired a little pick on. Then you take your floral tape and you cover it. So now this should hang a little bit lower and be more where we want it to be in the design. Okay, so yeah, perfect. See, now it's not so smushed up in there, it's down here. Perfect. Okay. It's hot in here. What did we want next? So let's get the little purple pieces in next. All right, because they're crucial. So we have the 3 little buds, and we have little teeny tiny baby buds. So let's put the one with the most purple in first, or the ones with the most purple in first. Okay. But I have one coming up out of there. I think I can trim it just a little. Alright, it needs to come up right in here. Like right in there. Perfect. And this one's going to go up in there. Behind all that to kind of bring the purple all the way around. So back here, we can't forget. Let's do this right there. So there we go. You could totally trim that piece off, I think, if you like. Let's see, the little baby buds here. I'm going to trim their leaves off because we surely don't need them. Alright, so I just trimmed their leaves off. Let's add some baby buds. Can you even see that baby bud? Not really. These baby buds are really hard to see. So let's do something else. They're so green and everything else is green. And alright, so ta-da! Let's put in these tall wispy dandelion pieces. These came from Michael's. The SKU is 649045. I'm just adding texture and depth in now with these pieces, so. Okay. I got 2 more of those pieces. So these aren't things that are just going to jump out and get you. These are things that, you notice when you're standing there in front of it. They're the subtle things that you add to the piece. It's like the icing, the finishing touches. I got 1 more. We could totally make it come out there. I think. Right about there. Right, that one didn't even. It's a thin stem, and it didn't catch, so let's trim it down just a little bit. Try that again. There. And come out just a little. There we go. Now what do we got left? We have the green berries. We have the eucalyptus to cover the mechanics. We have 1 more piece of this white. Hi, Abnell. How are you? Thank you, Sherry. And 1 more piece of this. I'm thinking like maybe right in there or right back there. Yeah, I think right back there. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see now. The green berries. I am not so sure that I really like the green berries, to be perfectly honest. I don't like the green berries, but I have these that might could be. How pretty is that? Yeah, I think we'll use these. There's another one. Phew. I want this to kind of come up and out. Right in there. So let's cut this stem down just a little bit. Okay, I want it right through here. So, that's gonna be tough. Once you start getting so many things in the middle, there's so much glue, it becomes tough to get things through. So I want those to just kind of hang. These are all kind of messed up because they're hanging on the bottom. Okay, so you've got that hanging there, and then we're going to want this coming through there. How will it lay if I put it through there? Alrighty. Whew. Let's see. This kind of needs to go that way. They're all wired, so you can bend it. There. Oh, that is so gorgeous, y'all. Wow. Holy cow. Alright, let's put in this eucalyptus and call this one done. Because she's full. Alright, now we're just going to take this, and this is what covers our mechanics. So, and kind of fills in the side. So just go around your side and place some of these in. To help cover those mechanics. I do, when I use something like this to cover mechanics, I do bring a couple of pieces randomly through the design, just to spread that color. And because this is, you know, did I say eucalyptus? I think this is boxwood. I don't know what I'm talking about. You can make it, you know, short, scrunchy, you know, smoosh it down to the wreath frame, as Casey says. Or smoosh. Let's bring the piece up under here. always check like inside here as well to see if you need to add anything to cover. One more in there. So you got to put in a little at the top. Just like that. All right. Got glue strings galore. Well, I could deal with them later. Oh, I got a couple through the back. Actually, I got a bit through the back. It was just the nature of the beast. So we will have to put some moss on this back. But that's not the end of the world. Alright, I'm not going to try to cut that one. So I'll change the camera view and let y'all see. Let's do this. Alright. So here we go. What do y'all think? I mean, this puppy is tall, real tall. All right. Let me go back to the other camera. All right. So here y'all go. Here. See those black tips on the end of that fern? Just how gorgeous. So it's going to be about, let's see, 36, 37, 47, about 53 inches long, and about, we're looking at about 20 inches wide, 20, 21 inches wide. Woo! All right, ladies. That was a big one. Oh, and it only took us an hour. Oh, we're good. That's fantabulous. All right, I am going to call this one done. And, wow, she's like, oh my gosh. Like, oh my gosh. It's crazy. I will see y'all next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Avenel. It's Eastern Standard Time. So if you're Central like me, that means I'll see you at 7. I sometimes get confused because of the time conversion, but Eastern Standard Time is Lori's time, so we just do everything in her time and convert it. But yeah, I'm on at 7 Central, 8 Eastern every Friday now. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. So yeah, okay. I'll see you lovelies next Friday at 8. Have a great weekend, y'all.